Hey everybody, J.M. Manion here for NPC News Online. We're here at the NPC Photo Gym. I'm here with George Brown, and we're here to talk about how and when George qualified for the IFBB Pro League. So George, give us a little background on this information.
All right, so I started 2012. That was the first show that I'd done. I actually went to the Ohio show. It's a Dave Lieberman show. That was the first show I ever attended, just as far as I didn't know anything about bodybuilding.
Right.
I seen Michael Anderson, Mike Pulley. I'll never forget them. They made me want to do it when I seen them. Went back training with the guy I was training with. I did my trainer shows with Mike Davies. I didn't know him at the time. And I put in a lot of work, and I didn't place. So I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Too much money, too much time. And took a couple months off, got back in the gym, and then I did Pittsburgh Pro-Am. That was the second show I've ever done. And so I didn't know anything about Pittsburgh. So I get here, and it's like everybody I've been seeing on the internet, because it was internet back then. We didn't really have, all the access.
Right. All the other social, yeah.
So, man, it was like, I remember it was like Dexter Jackson, it was Phil Heath, because Pittsburgh has everybody there as far as the guest posers.
The guest posers,
yeah,
right.
But remember, I don't know anything. So I'm just like, oh, here's this dude, right? And so I see your dad, right? And so I'm like, I don't know who that guy is, right? But he looks like he's important, right? I never forget this guy next to me, he says, dude, that's Jim Manion. And I'm like, Jim Manion it is, because I don't know anything. So I just remember that show, I said before too, that was one of the funnest shows I just ever did. So got third place that show. People were saying I should have won, I'm like, I didn't. So
yeah.
I went back home, I did the Mike Francois show, and I got fourth. And I'm like, well, they said the Pittsburgh show was like a bigger show. I went home and I got fourth, and I'm like, I didn't really feel like I felt about a different package.
Kind of like took a step back.
Yeah. So I waited for judges' feedback. Judges told me I was okay, and to make sure, that if I did what I was supposed to do, then things would work out. So I did North Americas 2013. That's where I got my pro card. I got with Mike Davies, and everything changed. Once I got with him, I got in shape, because Mike gonna make sure you're in shape. And I was first out of 40 guys, and I've been on a roll ever since. So I got my pro card.
So you actually listened to the judges' feedback?
Yeah, the judges.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, you had to listen. And that was the first time, honestly, I had to sit and wait the entire show. It's like, then you do your part, you could just leave.
Right.
So I never forget just sitting there waiting the entire show. But I do that on a regular now, and I learned so many things from just sitting and watching. People think, oh, you're a pro, you can't learn anything from just, the show. And you learn what not to do. For sure, or you might pick up somebody who's a diamond in the rough, like, ooh, I'm gonna use that, So I've learned to take everything in and use it to my advantage, But sat there, got the feedback, kept that in my mind, worked towards it, and then I hit it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And like you said, ever since then, you've been rolling.
Yeah, been on a roll. Even then, you get your pro card, you're going back to the bottom. And you got to work your way back up again. Nothing's overnight. I got my pro card in 13. It's 2020 now. So you got to look at everybody who's where you want to be and look at their track record before they got there. And I guarantee the stats are there. Nobody just sailed all the way through.
Right.
Everybody put the work in. So you got to take your time. This is a sport where losing is winning.
Right.
And if you do what you're supposed to, you'll get where you want to be.
Well, it must have also kind of been fun for you to come back to the IFBB Pittsburgh Pro.
Yes.
After doing the NPC Pittsburgh,
definitely,
right?
Yeah, definitely. I was glad I did it. I was fortunate enough to win it. It's a great show, because like I said, it's the only other show where you have pretty much the who's who of bodybuilding all on one stage.
Right.
So.
It's inspirational.
If you ain't doing it, you should do it, because it'll be a great show. It's a pro-am show, so if you are an amateur, you get to see all of the pros that line up right there with you. You can pick their brain for whatever they'll give you. Pittsburgh Pro, you guys better do it.
Yeah, there's no separation backstage.
Yeah.
Everybody's together.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do have a lot of advantages at this one compared to a lot of other shows.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So if you're interested in competing, you can come through the NPC. Get all the information on our schedules page for different contests. You can also hit up George Brown. I'm sure he'd give you some advice too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm an open book.
That's it. All right, J.M. Manion.
George Brown.
We're signing out.